Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to start our brioche scarf project. Here's the finished one that I did to write the pattern. Excuse all the craziness of the colors. When I'm doing a pattern, I just use whatever yarn I have at hand. So today we're going to start. I'm going to show you how to get the foundation row started, which is here. This is crocheted horizontal, displayed vertical. Okay. So we're going to get going on the foundation row, and I'm using this purple yarn. It's weight 4, and I'm using a 6.5 millimeter hook because I want it to be, it's a scarf, so it doesn't have to be tight weave or anything like that, So get my yarn out of the way. I'm going to tell you what I've done here. So this particular pattern is for a scarf. I did not measure it. It's a decent length. You can make it longer if you'd like. It's multiples of 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 2. So you can do that as long as you want to. I've done 182 chains for my foundation row. 182 chains. Okay, plus 2. And once you do that with your 182, then you add one more chain. And in the very first stitch, you do your first stitch, and you should end with 182 stitches if you're making the same size that I have. And the motif, as I told you earlier in some of the other videos, is each complete motif of this piece here, this section, is 10 rows. Like this way is 10 rows, 10, 10, 10, 10. So it's pretty easy to count it. And I'm just going across, and I showed you the stitch in an earlier video and how to do it. Is this moving? Okay. So I've already started my foundation row. We're going to do 182 of these stitches. And you just wrap your yarn around, pull up a loop, and then pull that loop through the two that are already on your hook. That's very simple, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I count everything in this pattern. So that's 10 stitches. I count each one 10, 10, 10, 10, because each motif is 10, 10, 10. So now I'll do another 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you'll just keep doing that all the way across your row until you have your 182 stitches. At the end of the row, after your 182 stitches, chain 1, turn your row. Okay? And once you get that done, I'll come back and we're going to turn the row and we're going to do 182 more stitches. So it's the first two foundation rows are 182 stitches on the first row, chain 1, turn, do 182 stitches back, you'll end up here, and you'll have your first 2 rows done. Okay? So I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll come back and show you what we're going to do on the third row. So do your 2 rows of this stitch, straight across and back, and I'll catch up with you. And now I'm here at the end of the first row of my double connected stitches. That's what they call that stitch. That's what it looks like. Okay, so we chain 1, Just turn your work. Now we're going to do wrap, go into the very first stitch, and do your double connected crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's in the back loop. 5, 6, and this whole thing, I don't know if I told you, the whole thing is worked in the back loops. 7, 8, 9, and 10. So every row in this pattern is worked in the back loops. You'll always be working in the back loops from the first row on. You do that first row in the chain, and then everything else is in the back loop there. This one here. Back loop. Boom, 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 back loop. So we're going to do 2 rows of that. I have 182 stitches on my first 2 rows of foundation rows, and when I get that done, I'll come back and we'll move to row 3. Okay, so we've started row 3, and the way I'm starting row 3 is we start in the very first stitch. You chained 1 when you finished your last foundation row, chain 1 and turn. Then you'll do 12 stitches to this point. That's 12 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we're going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to do 12 stitches starting in the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, and I believe this is 12. Sometimes that last one hides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we've done one little stair step there. First row was 12, and then we had 12 back. Now we're going to chain 1, turn your work again, and we're going to make another little stair step on top of this one. The first one has 12 stitches, and the next 2 rows will have 10 stitches, and we're going to do it like this. Yarn over, do your little stitch in the first row, the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Like that. Make sure you're working in your back loops. Now we're going to chain 1, turn your work again. There's a lot of turning in this pattern. And this row we're going to do 8 stitches back to the beginning. 1, 2, 10. Oh, wait a minute. I did that wrong. I'm sorry. I misled you. I got carried away there. This row is 10 stitches. And I said that, but I didn't do it. So where are we? Seven, 8, That should be, I think that's 10. There's 2 left. That should be 10. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we'll chain 1, and we're going to turn our work and do 10 more back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that last one it likes to hide. Chain 1, turn your work. Now we've got another little stair step. Now this row we're going to do 8 stitches, just like we just did with 2 rows. Starting in the first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, leaving 2 stitches at the end. Chain 1 and turn your work, and we'll do 8 stitches back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Chain 1 and turn. And you're just building these little stair steps right now. That's what we're doing. We're starting our braid pattern, if you want to call it a braid. Okay, and on the next row, we're going to be doing 6 stitches. In the first stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 2 left. Chain 1, turn your work. Now we're going to do 6 back. In the first stitch, do your first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in that hidden stitch. Okay, and there's our little stair step that we've created. Okay, that was 6. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, turn our work. Okay, now on this row, we're done with this section here of our little steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's really 8 rows in there. And so now on this row, we're going to go down the stairs all the way to here. Okay? So we're going to start this by the same way we always do, the same stitch. The first stitch there, we start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You gotta pull that 6th one up, it's in there. 6. Okay, now here's what we're gonna do here. Let me see, I have another, let me get a pointer. So here's our stitch, and right here is the next row. And there's a little stitch right here at the end, that little hook right there. Right there, that's where you're going to go into, okay? So you're not going to yarn over yet. You're going to go through that loop, like that. Then you're going to yarn over this time, only on this stitch though, and there's one in between each one. And now we're not, this is not a stitch right here. We have two here. One's hiding, 1, 2. Go into that first one and pull it through. Go into the next stitch, which is hiding back there. And then you're back to there again, where you'll go into this middle bump. You'll go under it. It might be a little tighter, so you have to go in there. Then yarn over. Skip this hole here, and there'll be 2 stitches here, 1, 2. We're going to go into the first one, pull through those loops, yarn over, go into that next stitch, pull through. There's another bump. Going under that little bump, yarn over, go into the first stitch after this hole here. I'm going to call it a hole. Then you'll do 2 stitches in that little back one that sometimes is hidden back there, see? Pull through, and then you're to the next bump. See, this bump's a little tighter, but they do come right up. Go into that, yarn over, skip that hole right there, go into the next stitch right here. Okay, like that, and that's what you've done. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And go into the next, 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20, 21, and 22. Okay? 22 stitches. And that completes that section. Okay? Now there'll be 22 on here on the end and 22 when you get to the other ends. There'll be different numbers, so you'll just stick with me until we get to the end. But on the beginning, we have 22 stitches coming down our little slope. Now on the rest of the motif all the way across the row, you will have 32 stitches coming down the slope like we just did. That's just how the numbers work. Okay, so that's basically that's half of a motif really. So now we're going to do a whole complete motif, the little shape, whatever you want to call it. Looks kind of like a leaf. Yeah. So what we just did, where's our start? This is what we just did, this section here. We just did this section right here. Okay? We did this. So now we're here. This is 22 stitches on that down slope. And we're going to go back up that slope to begin our motif. Okay. And this is all the way row 1 going all the way across, but there's just, you know, I'll tell you the steps to get the design, and then you'll just continue it all the way across, and this will be, it's hard to say these are rows because, like, here's the first 2 rows here, then we just did this, and so now we're doing these motifs here, this little swirl thing, whatever it is. So basically, I consider that as one row, even though there's like, you know, 8 different sections in each one. We're going to be working this way, then back this way, then back this way, back this way, back this way, turn, 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 just like we did on the first part, except it'll create this motif now. We've set ourselves up for that, and that will be this part here. This is what we're going to do next, is come into here. Okay? So she popped out. I better count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, now at this point, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Okay. Now we're going to go right up the side, beginning in the very first stitch, and we're going to do 16. Let's see where that is. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to fly up this little slope here, doing 16 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay. We've just gone back up the stairs. We have 16 here. 6 left there. So we're going to turn, chain 1, and turn. Going back in the other direction now, we're going down this, and we're going to do 14 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, and you'll have 2 left. 1, 2. Okay, there's 14. We're building another stair step. Chain 1, turn. Oops, sorry. Hit the camera. Okay, so now we're going back up. When we go up, we're going up 16. And we'll pick it up there just like we did on the other row. So we have 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is hiding back there. Now we're to the bump here. Go under that. This will be 15. Now yarn over and go skip that hole, go to the next stitch. This is 15 and 16. Okay, and that pulls them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so now you're going to chain 1, turn your work going back in the other direction. We're going down the heel this way, so we'll be doing 14 stitches. And back loops, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Chain 1, turn your work. Going back in the other direction now. This is what we have so far. Now we're going back up the row. Every time we're going up, we're doing 16 stitches. When we're coming down, we're doing 14. This is for the rest of the pattern, every one of these motifs. So now we're going to go back up and do 16 stitches. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is hiding. Go under this bump. Yarn over, skip that hole, go into the next stitch. That's 15 and 16. Okay. Over there. Okay, so we have 2 stitches left there. We're going to chain 1. Chain 1 and turn. And we're going to do 14 down here. Boom, 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 14. 1, 2, 13 and 14. Okay. Chain 1, turn your work. We have 2 stitches left on the end there. We're going to get those in a second. Okay, so we're going back up the hill. I call it the hill. Back up the hill, so we'll be doing 16 stitches in the back loop, starting in the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14's hiding in the back. Okay, then we'll go under this bump for 15. Yarn over, skip the hole, go into the next stitch for 15. And 16 should be your last stitch in the row. If not, you did something wrong. And that finishes that set of the pattern. Okay, so now what we're going to do to bring all that together is chain 1, turn. Again, there's a lot of turning. Every motif has all of these turns. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, like we had 22 stitches here, but now we're going to have 32 stitches. Okay, so we're going to start here. And when we get to the little points here, you know, the bumps in between, that'll be 16 stitches there, I believe. And then that'll be 17. And then we skip that hole, and there's 2 little stitches there. There's another bump. Okay, so let's begin. 1. Whoops. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 is hiding. Okay, so now we're going to go, that's 16. Okay. Oops. Well, the yarn got caught on my plant. Girl. Maybe I shouldn't have plants. 16. Go under the bump. Yarn over, skip that hole, go into the next one. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31 and 32. Okay, and that completes our first, I don't know, could you call that a leaf shape? I don't know. That completes our first section of our pattern. You know I'm a big stretcher. I don't like blocking, so I keep my shit, I don't mean to say that, sorry. Beep! I keep my stuff marked up, stretched out. Okay, so now everyone, you're going to need 10 stitches now. And here's where I start to mark my 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I put a marker in there because your next motif will start with your 16 stitches. which will be to here. So here we're going to chain 1 and turn and go up 16. Then it'll be 14, 16, 14, 16, 14, just like we did here. Very same thing, just repeat the same process. Into the next one, I will do it, and I'll try to keep my mouth shut while I'm doing it so you can see how it's done. And then you'll just move across the pattern that way. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so let's begin our next section, which do it the same as we did that one. Okay, so we put our stitch marker in, so we know when we go to here, there should be 16 stitches. If it's not, I did something wrong. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, turn our work, now we're going up this row to this marker. Right before that last stitch there should be 16. $13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, that's 16 stitches, and when the motif is complete, we'll be here. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, turn your work, 16, turn back the other way. Like I said, there's lots of turning. Now we're going back in this direction, 14 stitches. One, 12, 13, and 14. You should have 2 left on that first row. Those 2. So we're building a stair step like we did before. Chain 1, excuse me, turn. Now we're going back up, so we'll do 16. Twelve, 13, 14, then we'll go under that little bump, Don't yarn over yet. Yarn over, skip that hole. This will be 15 and 16. Okay, so now we have our 16. We're getting closer to the marker. 16. Chain 1 and turn. Turn your work back the other direction. And we're going down, so we'll have 14 stitches. $13 and $14. Like to give it a little stretch out. Okay, 14. Chain 1. Turn your work back the other direction. We're going up the hill, so we'll be doing 16 again. $12, $13, $14, go under the bump, yarn over, skip the hole, 15 and 16. Okay, it's forming our little leafy shape. Chain 1, turn your work back to the other direction. Now we're going down the slope, so we'll have 14 stitches, beginning in the first one. 1, 13 and 14. Chain 1, turn back to the other direction. Now we're going up this row with our 16 stitches, and we see our markers there, so this must be 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that means this will be our last time going up this way with our 16 stitches. 1, 6, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14's trying to hide. Go into that bump. Yarn over, skip that whole space there. Go into the next stitch for 15. That's 15. And 16 here. Which, oh look, that's our last row there. Because that's our 10th stitch there from here. So we know that's 16. So we're going to yarn over, turn our work. We're going down this row 32 stitches. Okay, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's 10 stitches right there. I feel like I skipped one. Let me do this to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I didn't skip one, but I thought I did. Just that one felt really weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm going to move my stitch marker into that 10th stitch. And I'll do this all the way across the pattern from now on. And that way I'll know that when I come down this row with my 32 stitches, when I start back up, I'll know that when I hit this marker, my motif is done and I can finish the marker, and then I have to count less, because I count a lot with this pattern because, like I've told you before, I'm dyslexic. And so it's just easier for me. It helps me because I have to count. Okay, so that was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Okay, and now we're back to where we started. And there's our next leaf motif, or whatever you want to call it. Looks like a leaf to me. And our brioche crochet. I think there's a knit stitch called brioche, and that's what it's based on, how it's supposed to look, sort of. The thing about this, and I don't think I said this before, but it is reversible. So that's really cool. See, it's completely reversible. I'm probably going to use it for a sweater pattern and maybe a throw as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, so now we'll just continue going back up, doing always the same thing we did here and here. The first one, the second one. Go up. When you get to here, you know you finished your motif, so you'll do your 32 stitches down, and then repeat the process over again, and I'll meet you when we get to the end, or maybe I'll check in with you sort of in the middle somewhere and see how you're doing. So just keep working on it. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a little more difficult. It's not super easy, I wouldn't say, for, you know, basic understanding. I mean, it could be for some people, but you never know. So I hope it's helping you, and I'll check out with you somewhere maybe in the middle. Okay? Have fun. Okay, so I'm coming to the end of my first part of my foundation row. As you can see, I just finished this little leaf section looking thing. So I've got my marker in it, my 10 stitches. And on this one you'll have, like when we started we had 22 stitches, not 32 when you go down the thing. So it'll be the same on this end. So we're going to chain 1. And turn the work. Now we're going to go back up this hill doing 16 stitches. Excuse me 1 second. I realized I forgot to turn off the noise makers. So, okay, now that's quieter. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, so we just did our 16 stitches up the heel. Chain 1. Whoops, there goes my yarn acting up. Chain 1 and turn your work back in the other direction. Okay, now we're going back down again, so let's count our stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 stitches, just like before. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And 13 and 14. Okay, 14, I'm doing it just like we did all the other ones. Chain 1, turn your work, start down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 'Give her a little bump stitch. 15, 16, chain 1, turn your work. Now we're doing 14 down the slope. 14. 1, 2, 3, 13, and 14, chain 1, turn your work. That looks weird to me. Eleven, 12, 13, 14, under the bump for 15, skip that hole, 15, and 16, chain 1, turn your work. $14 down the slope. 14. Chain 1 and turn. 16. 13, 14, going near the back, skip that hole, 15 and 16. It's our last row going that way because we have a stitch marker there, so we know that. Chain 1, turn your work. Now we'll finish it off going this way, down like we always do, all the way down to the bottom. You'll have 22 stitches. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 under the bump, 20, 21 under the bump, 22 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. $21 and 22 is the last stitch. You'll have 22 stitches instead of the normal 32, just like you had on the other end. And chain 1, and we will be turning that in a second as soon as I get control over this monster. And I know I still have 10 here. I put it here just because it's a habit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which will help me because all of these sections have to be 10. So now we're going to finish up this part that gets us back up to here. Okay? Roll this bottom one up. Okay, so now we're ready to complete this to get back to the top of our piece so we can work on our next rows. Okay, so we're at this end down here. Get some yarn. Now, you know, we're gonna end it just like we started it, except we're doing it the opposite way. Where we started, I believe it was 12. We started with and went to 6. Here we're gonna start at 6 and go to 12. And what I mean by that is yarn over, turn your work, and now we're going to do 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Chain 1, turn your work. 6 back down. 1. Ooh, got caught there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 1, turn your work. Okay, we've done 2 rows of 6. We're working to our marker. So on this row we're going to do 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go under the bump for 7, and 8, chain 1, turn your work. You should have 8 going back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Chain 1, turn your work. Then we did 2 rows of 8. Now we're going to do 2 rows of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, under the bump, 9, and 10, chain 1, turn your work, going back down the slope with 10 stitches. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Chain 1, turn your work. That's 2 rows of 10. Now we're going to do a row of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go into the bump for 11. Skip that hole. 11 and 12. We've made it to our marker. Chain 1, turn your work. And we have 12 stitches to work back. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Chain 1. That's what we've completed here. We've gotten to our marker. I left the marker because I'm going to show you. We're going to do the same thing here now that we did on the first 2 rows. So you chain 1 and turn your work. It's a lot easier if you keep it untwisted. Okay, so we're on the end again. Now we're back up to the top, and you see that made this give me a half a section here, so we sort of have a half of one here, but we have the same thing that we're running all the way across our pattern, like that. Okay, now we're just going to go straight across doing 182 stitches, and when we get here we'll go under the bump to get to the next one, just like we did below. I'll get to that and show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, why am I counting? 12, you'll have 12 on the first one, of course, because you have 12 stitches. Now we're going to go under that bump, and I'm going to take that marker out of that stitch number 10 there. And then we're going to just continue across our row, and each one of those sections from now on will have 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're coming up here, well, we'll go into the next 10 stitches. So we'll go under that bump to bring them together. Skip that hole and start our next 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you'll go under the bump to get to the next section. You'll just keep working. You know, each one of these is 10 stitches. I count them so I don't mess up because it's very important. And then when we get to the section after we finish these 2 rows, because we're going to have to do some more countdown stuff. Okay, so keep doing that across the row until you have your 182 stitches. You'll chain 1, turn your work, and do the same thing all the way back. 182 rows of that, 182 stitches. And I'll see you back when we get there. Okay, so we've got our first section done across our foundation row. So now we've done our 2 rows here of just our regular stitch all the way across. I count every stitch because I want to make sure I only have 10 in there. And then jumping that stitch and bringing them together like we did on the other stitches. So now on the next row, to get to our next half of our scarf, we're going to do 12 stitches. Oops. One, two, three, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Chain 1. Turn your work in the other direction. Now we're going to do 12 back this way. Whoops. Eight, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Like this, because we're going that direction. Okay, chain 1. Turn our work back in the other direction. That was 12. So now we're going to do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you see we're doing our stair step thing. We leave 2 stitches here. Chain 1. Turn your work. Now we're going to do 10 stitches back in this direction. Whoops. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Chain 1, turn your work. Do 12, 10. Now we're going to do 8. 1, oops, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 2 left. Chain 1, turn your work. Do 8 stitches back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Chain 1, turn your work. Now we're going to do 6 stitches. 1, whoops, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 1. Turn your work. Whoops. I'm going to do 6 back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 1, turn your work. And we have our stair step there. Boom, 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 boom. So we're going to start going down 22 stitches. Because remember, the first one had a different stitch count. So it'll have the same there, 22. So we'll start in the first one. 1. There's 6, that little hiding one. And we'll go into the bump. Skip that hole. That's 7. 8's hiding. Nine under the bump. And 10. Whoops. It's hiding back there. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19, 20, 21, and 22. Okay. Okay, so we're down that mountain there. We've got the same thing there that we have here. It's just opposite. And this one will go that way. Okay, so now we'll go reverse our stitches. Chain one. Whoops. Turn your work. Now we're going up this way 16 stitches. 1, 2, 15 and 16. Chain one, turn your work. Now we're going back down this hill here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Chain one, turn your work. Now we're going back in the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 15 and 16. Okay, chain one, turn. Now we're going to do 14. 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Chain 1, turn your work. Now we're going back up this way, 16 stitches. We're doing our stair steps. $13, 14 is hiding back there, that loop. 14, under the bump for 15. And 16. We have 2 stitches left, chain 1, turn your work. You have to trust the process. You really do. I will say that. So now we have 14 to go down here. We're doing this little, you see it's starting to take shape there, and we'll finish like, it'll be just like this. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, turn your work. Now we're moving up the heel again, sort of. So we're going to do 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is back there hiding, under the bump for 15, that's 15, and the last stitch is 16, like so, and this is what you'll have there when you get that part done. Okay, 16, chain 1, turn your work. Now we're going down the hill to get our part where we start our next motif. You've completed this one. Okay, so we'll start with going down the hill. 1, 2, well, I don't like that one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And at 10, I'm going to put in my stitch marker to help me count my next stitch. Is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16's hiding, 17 under the bump, 18 hiding, 19's under the bump, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. So now we're back to our normal 32 stitches coming down the slope. I have my stitch marker in there so I'll know where my stitch is when I get ready to do the next 2 rows after we finish this part, because we'll do the ending 2 rows on that side just like we did in between and just like we did at the beginning. So now we're going to go back up here. We're working on our motifs again now. There it is coming out. So we're all set up to continue all the way across the pattern, just repeating what we just did. You know, we'll go up 16 stitches, 14, 16, 14, 16, 14, until we reach the point. Then we'll go all the way down with our 32 stitches again, and we'll be ready for our next little motif. So I'll catch up with you when we get near the end of this section. And once we get this done, we'll have 2 more rows and the scarf will be done. Okay, so keep working on that and I'll meet you back up soon. Okay, so I've reached the other end of my scarf and I'm getting ready to do, you see we have this motif here and I'll do the matching one over there. And when you finish this one here to do the last one set up, you'll be at the very end of your piece, and then we're going to work back this way and do the last motif. And then I'll show you how to add the stitches on the side. Okay? Okay, so now I've come to the end. I've done my last motif, as you can see. And when you come down this side, just like on the other end, you'll have 22 stitches. When you get to here, you won't be doing 32, you'll have 22. Okay? And then I'm going to show you how to go back up and finish it off, because we have to put this little section right here in. Okay? Okay, so we're coming up to the end of the second row of our motif, I'll call it, even though it's a lot of rows. So we're at the end because we finished the last, you know, whatever you want to call that leaf looking thing. So we had 22 stitches coming down this time, just like on the other end, as I said. So chain 1. We're going to turn our work. some, I didn't measure how long it is, but it's quite a bit. Okay, so now this time we got to get it to look like this side, right? And how are we going to do that? Well, we have 6 here. So let's do 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 1, turn your work, and do 6 back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 1, turn your work. Now we're going to do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to go under the bump for 7 to grab that. Skip that hole. 7 and 8. Okay, we're heading to our marker. Okay, chain 1, turn your work. We're going to do 8 back down. 1, 2, whoops, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, under the bump, 9 and 10, chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to do 10 back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oops. Chain 1 and turn. Okay, now we're going to do 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, under the bump for 11, 11, and our final stitch there is 12. And we're up to our marker. Chain 1, turn your work. Now we're going to do 12 back. 1, whoops, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, chain 1. That's what we've done. We've matched this side. Chain 1 and turn. Okay, now we're through with those motifs. Our leaf motif, or whatever that's called. Flourishes. Oop, I don't know. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing we did in the middle, the same thing we did in our foundation row. We're just going to simply go across all of our stitches, 2 rows of just the same stitch in the back loops all the way across like we've been doing. And you'll do 2 rows, 1 across this way, chain 1, turn, come back to here, you'll end here. Tie your yarn off, secure it in. You can do fringe on the bottom. You could do anything you want on the bottom. You could do fringe, you could do tassels, or you could do nothing. Okay, so I'll start mine off. Now remember, we have 12 stitches here, and then here will be 10, 10, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. The little hidden one is 12. Oops. Okay, 12. And then it'll be, we'll go over the bump, go into this one, 10, 10, 10, just like we've always done. So we're going to go into this little bump, and you'll have your 182 stitches at the end. If you don't, you did something wrong. So that would be our 10th stitch on our little motif thing, if you were continuing. So we went under the bump. Oops, I dropped the stitch. Let's go under that bump again. And you can count them if you want to. Okay, so you get the picture. So we'll do that all the way across, finish our row of 182 stitches, chain 1, turn around, come back here, and you'll be done. You'll have those 2 rows, and if you want to put fringe on, you can do that. So I'll meet you back when we get that done. And here's the finished product. I did a little bit of fringe on the bottom, as you can see, and it totally is reversible. Now here it is on my mannequin. It's, like I said, it's reversible. I know she's wearing a summer top, but I just wanted you to see what it looks like. My brioche crochet scarf. Totally reversible, as I said. I did a little fringe on the bottom of mine, just to finish it up. And this way it's just not wrapped around the neck, it's just hanging, you know, down long, as you can see. I'm giving you as many images as I can get that I think are decent for you to see. That's the scarf. It's very easy to make. You have to trust the process. Sometimes it feels a little strange, like you're going backwards and forwards, because you are. So I hope you enjoyed the scarf pattern. Please subscribe, watch, share, like. I appreciate everyone that subscribes. Thank you so much, and please watch. Okay, so now we're going to make a cute little hat, very easy, very simple, that matches our brioche scarf that we just finished in our previous video. So this has only got 32 stitches. You do it the same way you did the bigger piece to start, with the 12, 10, 8, 6. Then you go down 22. Turn and chain and turn, and then go back and do the motif like we did in the other pattern. You can go back and see that. And then we go down 32 stitches to the end, chain turn. We'll do one more motif here, and then on this one we'll just keep moving up, just moving up until we have a piece big enough to make a hat, which will be about, I don't know, 20 inches, maybe 18 inches. Depends on how much it stretches. So, yes, that's how you get the hat started. And then we'll do a little ribbing or something on the bottom. Okay? Okay, so I've done my first pass of my motif and my pattern for the hat. Like I said, it's 32 stitches. I just did those 2 foundation rows, 32, 32. Now I'm ready to start my motif again. So I'll do it the same way I did the scarf. I'll turn and start over again on the other side. On this end. With my pattern, I'll start here again and do the 12, you know, the end, and then go back into the pattern again. And I'll show you as I keep going. Like I said, I'm going to go up about 18, 20 inches maybe, because the hat's not that large. Now you can see here that my piece is about 14, 15 inches wide. And that's enough because it will stretch to about 17 or 18, because this is a very loose fitting pattern. And so, as you know, we work it horizontal and use it vertical in this pattern. So I've got this basically a rectangle. I'm going to put a ribbing on the bottom and I'm going to sew it together, close it up at the top, and make a hat. And I'll show you what that looks like. And I'll probably also do another video of just making the hat, but I want to just include it on the end of the scarf. Okay, so I've stitched it up the side here just using a slip stitch all the way up. And this will be the top of my hat. So what I'm going to do is cut this yarn and just take a darning needle and weave it through the top and pull this together at the top, and then this will become the bottom. And I might put a ribbing on it, I'll see. The other video will be much more detailed about the hat. Okay? Okay, and so here's the finished hat that matches the scarf. It also is done with the leaf motif, as you can see, and I'll do a video of this a little more detailed, so if you want to make it to go with the scarf, you can. And here is the scarf, all done with her partner, the hat, with the fringe on the bottom. There's the hat that matches. I'll do a video of that later and give you the pattern to go with it. So there you are. Enjoy.